Your Mother Made Another podcast. We're back for another one. Um, so yeah, that's cool. Wednesday night.
Look at that forehead. What?
It's cold. Drinking more tea. It's tea night. This is the only time I drink tea is on the podcast.
That's fun. That makes me feel kind of special.
Yeah. Do you want to hear a fun fact?
Yes.
A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
Ah, that is a fun fact.
Yeah. You do anything the last 7 days?
Have I done anything in the last 7 days? Paddled a little bit. Went to
Right.
work a few
Mhm.
times at least. I voted. Um,
Right. That whole thing.
that whole thing. That, yeah, that's about it. That's what I accomplished. What about you? Did you deliver some mail? Did you perhaps see other films that weren't this one? Anything like that?
I've been doing a lot of overtime the last few days, and it's upsetting some people in the house. So yeah,
Hmm.
money, but I'm not home as much.
Right. Who's going to make dinner?
Well, she normally makes dinner, so that's
Oh,
not an issue.
okay. Let's see.
Who's gonna do the dishes? Me. Yes, I did see a movie. We talked last week about that movie with Demi Moore. Demi
The
Moore,
substance. The
The
substance.
Substance. We watched that movie. That would
Yes.
be a perfect podcast movie.
I'm
The
sure it
only
would be.
problem is it's 2.5 hours long, but things happen. There's a lot happening in that movie. My goodness.
Well, the last half hour or so, particularly. I've seen some clips. I get the gist, I think.
Yeah, the ending was wild. I think it would get a pretty high ending score from me.
Mm,
It's a little different than the movie up to the ending. It just went full, like that scene in Dead Alive when they're running with the lawnmower.
yeah, it's kind of like that.
Similar to that.
That's the scene
Kind of like
I've
that.
seen.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah. Just wild. My goodness. And the um, the practical effects in that movie, great, fantastic.
Yeah.
No CGI. It's all just they built what they built.
They know what they're doing. People like the practical effects. I remember
But yeah,
my parents saw it the last time I went over there. I can't remember what I was over there for. Maybe Thanksgiving. And they said,
oh,
we saw a
oh,
movie a couple days ago. I said, "Oh yeah?" They're like, "Yeah, it's called The Substance." It was one of the worst movies we've seen in a long time. And they said the last half an
they see
hour
it in
they just
theaters.
ruined it. So I think
I
the
disagree.
opposite. The opposite.
It was just so like the movie itself was ridiculous up until the ending, and then the ending, yeah, they just blew the lid off, but in the best way. Um, did they see it in theaters?
Yeah, they saw it in theaters.
That would be an experience.
Yeah.
My goodness, but yeah, no, great movie, great movie.
It's
Um,
not for everyone apparently.
maybe well, no, not for everyone. A lot of nudity,
Mm,
a lot of nudity in that film.
mm.
So I can only imagine. But yeah, and that was about it.
There was some nudity in the movie we saw.
Was there?
Yes. The flashback scene where the Italian lady who sings and she's like
Uh-huh.
luring that one guy, Greer.
Oh, yeah, the guy from Grey's Anatomy,
Yeah. Yeah, and she was
Isaiah
naked.
Washington. Oh,
Is there anything else you want to talk about before we
big
get to
Tommy
that
Call.
that movie?
He's trying to get it over with real quick, huh? Real quick.
Bit of a letdown.
Let's just say The Substance was the second best movie I've seen this week.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you really liked this one, huh?
Ghost Ship, 2002's Ghost Ship. You know what I'll say about Ghost Ship? Yeah, we'll jump right into it. The the only so I have seen it before. Many when it maybe like 2003 when it came out,
Mm-hmm.
tool ish. The only thing I remember from the film though is the opening scene, the very iconic slicing,
Yes.
and then it was just yeah disappointed after that. It was one a boring movie, um, but
Yeah.
that was an iconic scene, and I thought maybe it would get better, but it did not.
Yeah, I talked to a few people who had seen the movie before, and they talk about the first 5 minutes. And yes, the
Yeah,
first 5 minutes were excellent. I saw that, and I was very excited for what I was about to watch. And it was
yeah,
nothing along those lines really at all, except like kind of near the end where there's like a flashback scene where they're showing everyone dying or whatever.
yes.
That was kind of in the same vein, and that part was cool. But everything else was pretty boring.
The boat explosion was pretty cool.
Uh, yeah.
You don't remember?
No, I remember.
Okay,
Yeah, this gave me the Haunting vibes, where it's kind of
makes
like
sense.
it's taking itself pretty seriously, but everyone is acting very ridiculously, and it's just like the writing is super bad.
The writing was like super bad. The film, good film.
That is a good movie. Super bad,
Yeah, I'm
very
good.
bad.
Yes. What? How do you like the twist?
Like the ending, you mean?
Well, the dude from Dexter.
Oh, like like the fact that that dude was bad.
Well, bad and like kind of a ghost ish.
Yeah, it wasn't as soon as he was existing. I'm like, well, this guy's clearly the bad guy. It was pretty obvious.
Well, he's been the bad guy in everything he's ever done.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, like in Dexter. Um,
Hmm.
I'm sure he's done other stuff.
You just
You
said
ever
in
watch Dexter?
everything he's done, and then you named one thing.
He has that face. Did you ever watch Dexter?
No,
Good show.
but it's about a guy who's a serial killer or something. But he's a good serial killer or something like that.
Yeah, you cheer for him. He was in Gossip Girl, probably the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
Gossip Girl.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, real look to him.
Right, definitely an evil guy look. So that was pretty
He
obvious.
he played a character named Uniform in The Dark Knight Rises.
Uniform.
Who's the guy in a uniform?
Great.
Downhill from that, from starring in Ghost Ship to being just a
Mm,
side character, not even a side character.
yeah,
And
he was just a piece of clothing, a uniform.
yeah, disappointed by the acting in this one as well. Julianne Morgalis?
Yeah, I thought it was
Julianne
Juliana Margulies.
Margulies. Yeah, yeah. She's a famous one.
Yeah,
I think she's just
Carl
doing this for a paycheck.
Carl Urban's in it too. He's pretty bad.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, he's playing an American for one. This movie filmed in New Zealand, I believe, or Australia. Um, he's playing an American.
Yeah,
Doesn't He's not a big character though. Just a guy with a ponytail.
yeah, but he has a
Says a
decent
few
amount of
words.
lines. I mean, he's one of the main characters, I would say. I mean, I guess it's Juliana Margulies and Gabriel Byrne, the guy from
Gaber.
Usual Suspects, I think.
He's looks familiar. I don't know what he's in. Let me just pull it up. Turns out a lot of stuff. But yeah, he's a known guy. Yeah, Carl Urban, a little disappointing. Isaiah
Mm,
Washington, obviously, he's been in stuff as well. Grey's Anatomy. He got fired for being a racist.
oh,
No, he got fired for being a bigot, I believe.
oh,
he said some things
Okay.
about the LGBTQ community.
Well, that'll do it. It's got the girl from Series of Unfortunate Events in it. She's the
Sure.
ghost, the main ghost girl.
I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, that's where I knew
Never
her from.
saw it. Never saw it. I just read the books. Never saw the movie or the TV show.
Oh, the TV show is excellent.
Okay.
It's got a great theme song.
I don't watch TV shows. That's my thing.
That's your thing, right? And I watch them all.
I don't know who Ron Elder. He plays the dude, like a dude, right? He plays the whatever his name was, Dodge. But he's high up there in the list.
Yeah.
But turns out he was in a relationship with his ER co-star, Juliana Margulies. They're on ER together.
Boy, actors.
Yep.
Dating actors.
ER was a big show growing up for me because my mom watched it. I didn't watch it. George Clooney?
Yeah, my mom watched it a little bit. My mom watched that in West Wing a lot. Yeah, The West Wing. It's a movie. Nope, that's a show.
Nope, politics.
Yeah, shows and movies.
The acting was bad.
Yeah, very bad. The writing was very bad. There was a lot of like, you do this. No, you do it. No, I don't want to do it. No, I'm going to do it myself. There's a lot of that.
A lot of sitting around.
Yeah. We should do it this way. Okay. No, we can't do it that way. All right, let's do it that way anyway. But I don't think it's a good idea. Just lazy, boring writing.
Yeah.
And I wish there was more like ghost shit going on.
Yeah, not a lot of ghost shit. Ghost ship? Yes, not a lot of ghost shit.
Ghost ship? Yes. Ghost shit? No. Important distinction there, I find.
Yeah. They could have made this much better.
Yeah.
They did more ghost stuff. But
especially, I mean, it
wasn't the most boring.
Yeah, it wasn't the most boring. Like, I was kind of just watching, hoping something more interesting would happen. So it had me in that way, I suppose. And it didn't do itself any favors by having such a good beginning. Because then everything else, if it doesn't hold up, it's like it looks even shitter, which it did. It looked pretty bad. Shit.
I wonder if the ending, when she was screaming no in the ambulance, that was them setting up a sequel.
Right. Well, I will say, if we're talking about the ending, probably one of the worst endings to a movie ever. That was so stupid.
Yeah.
I really hated it.
When did you watch it?
When did I watch it?
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I had some time. So I watched it. Wasted part of my weekend.
Well, it was 90 minutes.
That's true. It was very short. I'm going to give it props for that. And I am making it sound worse than it was. I mean, it wasn't like unwatchable, but it wasn't very good.
No, like you said, the beginning made it worse somehow. The good beginning made the rest of the movie bad.
Yeah. And then the guy blew up in the boat, Santos. Yeah. They didn't mourn Santos very long, I'll tell you that.
No. But what she did, I thought was interesting, was the boat explodes and she jumps in the water right away.
Yeah.
And so it's like that's very brave, but I wouldn't do the same.
Yeah.
I could yell Santos from the boat.
They're trying to find Santos. He's dead. He's gone. Then cut to the next scene. They're kind of on the freight ship or whatever the hell it is, the cruise ship or whatever.
Ghost ship.
Yeah. The ghost ship is probably better. And they seem pretty over it almost immediately. Especially the lady.
Yeah, whatever her name was. Maureen, turns out.
Maybe they call her Epps. Oh, yeah, Epps. That's it. Maureen Epps.
I watched this yesterday. And I don't remember a lot from it. Just their names, bad names.
Yeah.
Yeah. Turns out Francesca, real name Francesca, didn't speak English. She only spoke Italian, so it was
She
very
was
difficult.
she was extremely Italian.
It wasn't her singing voice either. It was somebody else's singing voice.
Well, that ruins it. I did like the music in this movie. Like I like the opening
Yep.
scene with her singing the Italian song, but then it like started going into like metal, like new metal music for part of it, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, and the ending too. And
Even the ending has like
flashback.
the very ending where he's walking up the ramp and she realizes that
Yeah.
he's still alive and is playing some Corn or whatever is playing.
Very early 2000s.
Yeah, it was. So yeah, I think it's just one of those ones where it's a bit disappointing because I think it is a cool idea, and
Yeah.
there's some flashes of like really goodness, but most of it's just kind of boring and not done well. And I think probably it really could have done itself some favors if it didn't take itself so serious.
Sure.
I think if I had a bit more fun with it, it could have been better. Like I think Wendy Wu, Homecoming Warrior, what could poke fun of itself and was like fun, and that really helped it, and that I thought made it a better movie than this. That's right. I think Wendy Wu is a better movie than Ghost Ship.
It was Mudvayne. The artist singing the song was Mudvayne.
Mudvayne, of course. I always get them and Korn mixed up. Similar sort of thing.
Yeah. Wendy Wu, probably a better movie.
Yeah. Believe it or not.
Okay, let's try to find some fun facts about the movie.
I'd love some more fun facts. I wonder what the budget for this film was. If I were to guess, I'd say $30 million.
It was $20 million.
Okay.
They made $70 million in the box office.
Wow.
So a commercial success.
Good for them. Ghost Ship.
The opening sequence of the film, where everybody is severed in the torso area by a cable, was originally conceived so that everyone was decapitated, but the studio didn't like the idea as they thought it was too horrific. Yet they show the dude.
They show the dude like half his head falls off and his brain flops onto the ground and stuff. But yeah, best not to make it too horrific.
Yeah. But they all get chopped in half, and like that's more horrific than just getting your head chopped off.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah. I didn't think it could have been much more visceral than what it was. So.
Yeah. What else? Ghost Ship. Yeah. Nobody's talking crap to me online right now, so that's nice.
That is very nice.
Yeah, bad movie. I would have liked to see more of like when the captain, Sean Murphy, crazy name for a guy named Gabriel Byrne. When he died, I would have liked to see more of like that struggle or what have you, but it was just like she was.
Yeah, especially for like one of the main characters, he was just like, okay, he's dead now.
Real quick.
So okay then, no problem.
They all died very quickly.
Yes, it sure did.
I don't even remember how Carl Urban died. Munder.
He is still in he's scuba diving. He gets like pulled into the gears of the engine, slowly chopped up to bits.
Huh.
Yeah. Poor Carl.
He's gotten better as an actor.
Yes. I mean, he was great in Lord of the Rings, but
yeah,
you wouldn't know that. So.
Isn't it around the same time as this?
Yeah. It is. I mean, to be fair, I guess he doesn't really say all that much in Lord of the Rings. He kind of has like one big scene and then he kind of just exists through the rest of the films, and not really much of like a speaking character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Go ship. All right. Well, I guess we can just get it over with.
Let's do it.
I'm going to give acting a 5 out of 10. That seems high when I say it out loud, but it was great corpse acting. I mean, the little girl wasn't bad.
Yeah.
When like people were chopped and they're like, "Oh, I'm chopped," and it was believable that they were chopped in half. The main characters not so great, but everybody else perfect. 5 out of 10.
I'll probably go a little lower than that. I mean, there were some like there was definitely, well, the problem was some of these actors, I think especially Gabriel Byrne, I think you can definitely, you could tell he was a good actor, but maybe he wasn't given the right lines or something. But I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty good, and I think he's making the best of what he has. So, I mean, you can't blame him too much for that, I guess. But then some of the other performances were just straight up bad, especially the guy who played Greer. He was really, really bad. And the two, Carl Urban and that guy, they're like buddies or whatever. They were pretty shit too.
Dodge.
Yeah, Dodge. That's the one. Yeah, I didn't really like them that much. And the main girl, Juliana Margulies, just kind of okay. I think maybe I'd do like a 4 out of 10. I mean, it was a lot of the time the acting was distractingly bad.
What about the ending for you? A little higher, a little lower?
The ending, like I said, I thought was really stupid. Like seeing the guy, he's still alive and he's walking up the ramp and she goes, "No!" and the ambulance doors close. That was just really cheesy and like just kind of like I thought it was stupid. So I think maybe I'd give the ending like a 2 out of 10. I really didn't like the ending.
Wow. I do respect a good twist. The twist that he did the whole thing. He was a ghost collecting souls, bringing them to hell or whatever. So that was interesting. An interesting twist. They had a fight scene a little bit, and he ended up getting just disintegrated. That was cool. But yeah, the no was weird. Set up a sequel. It's never happening. I'm gonna give the ending a 4. 4 out of 10 based on that twist.
Okay. The twist wasn't really the ending though, would you say?
Well, no, but it influenced the ending.
Okay. Fine. Just make the rules.
Now if you had to give the score the whole movie front to back out of 10, what are you thinking?
I'm not going to give it a great score. But like I said, there were some moments I really liked, but I thought the fact that some of those moments were really good made the other parts of the film fall pretty flat and just made them really obvious that this was a bad movie. Some bad acting, like I said, some bad writing. Just the dialogue was really bad. And yeah, didn't really have a ton of fun with this one overall. I think maybe I'd give it a 3.5 out of 10.
Let me write that down. 3.5.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4. 4 to 10. It was a little boring. Great opening, great start. Downhill from there. Acting was bad. Yeah, just hard to pay attention to this one.
Yeah.
Cool explosions. But yeah, 4 out of 10 for me.
Yeah.
If you had to watch one film for the rest of your life, but you can only choose between Hitman and Ghost Ship, Which one do you choose?
I would choose Ghost Ship.
You would.
Yeah.
All right.
I think there's at least a few good moments in Ghost Ship that I could appreciate, but from what I remember from Hitman, as forgettable as it was, I think I thought the whole thing was kind of not great. But why did I give these the same score or something?
No, you did not. Okay, thanks for playing. Ghost Ship. I don't regret making you watch it. That was our okay. I forgot to say this is the first week of our Halloween doubleheader.
Yes.
It's Halloween soon. Halloween week. Halloween episode 107. Ghost Ship. Ghosts. Ghosts are scary. Have you changed your mind on what you want to watch for next week, or you set on this one?
I'm set on this one. We are watching Ichi the Killer. 2001, just a year before Ghost Ship.
Now, what makes this a Halloween movie?
In a nutshell, it says it's cruel, eccentric, and violent.
Okay, violence. Gotcha.
Yeah, lots of blood and gore. I would associate that with Halloween films. I mean, I don't think it's supposed to be particularly scary.
Right.
But I haven't seen it, so I don't know.
Great. Ichi the Killer.
I was looking at what reminded me of this film. I've known about this movie for quite a while, but what reminded me of it was I was reading a top horror movies, and it was on Netterflix, Letterbox, and there was a list, and I was scrolling through, and this was in it. So it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about this movie. This will be perfect.
Gabriel Byrne's in it.
No, he's not.
Plays Suzuki.
Gabriel Byrne playing Suzuki. Yes. We're going to have to do some reading again for this one. As in the subtitles.
Right. No, I understood.
Yeah. I mean, I had to make sure with you because when we watched Tetsuo, the Iron Man, you just watched it without subtitles.
Because I think it was on YouTube.
Something like that. I mean, I watched it on YouTube as well, and I had subtitles. So.
Right. I was looking up Ghost Ship to watch it on YouTube, and there was a Ghost Ship on YouTube, but it was a different movie altogether.
Right.
It probably was more interesting. Liam Hemsworth is in it.
I also found it interesting. And I remember you mentioned this last episode, and then again, I stumbled on it again today because I think YouTube, since I watch Ghost Ship on YouTube, it knows the algorithm or whatever. Anyway, it had that video where it's like the ending of Ghost Ship explained. It's like 27 minutes long. I'm like, what? It's not complicated. Why does it take 27 minutes to explain the ending of that film? It's pretty straightforward.
Well, I just Googled, or I'm on YouTube, and I did Ichi the Killer, and there is an Ichi the Killer ending explained, but it's 7 minutes. So.
Right.
Not going to be as good, I guess.
I wonder if there's just like an ending explained video for every film.
Maybe.
What if there's like let me see something. Picking a random movie. In this instance, Follow That Bird, which is the damn Big Bird movie. And I'm going to put ending explained and see if there's No.
Yep.
There is not an ending explained for Follow That Bird.
Okay. Well, we have 20 minutes to kill. So
yes.
You want to talk about anything that's grinding your gears recently?
Anything that's grinding my gears? Not particularly. There's this one lady. There's a Save-On by my work, very close by. I go there for lunch almost every day. most of the time I go to the Tim Hortons. That's inside the Save-On. The Save-On has a Tim Hortons
Doxing
inside.
yourself a little bit. I
Yes,
don't think
that's
there's
fine.
another Tim Hortons in a Save-On ever.
That's okay.
Oof.
If you're listening, you can narrow down where I work. That's okay with me. And there's one lady working at this Tim Hortons who is not very pleasant. And every time I go in there and it's her taking my order, which it is probably about 20% of the time, I go, hey, could I get 2 sesame bagels toasted with plain cream cheese? And she'll look behind her at the bagels that they have available to see if they have sesame bagels. But I can always see. So I make sure that they're sesame bagels before I order them. But anyway,
Okay.
so she'll look back and see that they have them. And she goes, and then writes down my order. Very loudly and audibly sighs at my request. And I don't understand what's so bad about it. I don't get it.
So she hates her job.
Yes, very, very much. And hates everyone who's there to order food. And I wish I knew the way to make it better.
Don't order sesame bagels.
Yeah, but that's the one. Those are the ones I like. But I mean, it doesn't. I mean, if there's no sesame bagels, I order everything bagels, which I'd rather not have. But it's better than like a plain bagel. Who's going to do that? And it's the same reaction. It doesn't matter what type of bagels. So.
Okay. So across the street, like diagonal from the Tim Hortons,
There's another Tim Hortons?
is there? Did they open another Tim Hortons?
Yes, they did.
Have you thought about crossing the street?
Well, I could go there, but the thing is, every time I go there, there's a huge line. Whereas this one,
because of school.
Yeah, and yes, there's a couple things about this Tim Hortons. I mean, I know it's kind of weird to look this much into it, but if you go at a certain time to the Save-On, it's filled with children from Oak Bay, the Oak Bay High School that's right there, and then the line will be like 15 people long, and this Tim Hortons in the Save-On is very slow. So I genuinely only go if there's one person or less in the line, or I don't go, or because I know I'll be waiting forever. And so what I can do, since the fact that it's in a Save-On, is I can pull an audible as soon as I walk in the door, because it's right by the entrance. So I walk in and I look at the line, and if there's a few people, then I can go get something else, something from the deli or whatever. Whereas if I go to the Tim Hortons and commit to the one that's a little bit further away, although they are much faster because they have more employees, and I think they have 2 tills, whereas this one has 1 and all that. If the line is huge, then I've already committed.
Right.
So yeah.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. I even know if whoever's making the bagels, I know how much cream cheese I'm getting based off which person is making it.
Oh, it's an interesting life you have. You have a routine. Stick to it.
You gotta stick to the routine. That's part of. It's just getting rid of those uncertainties in life that maybe make your daily routine more difficult needlessly. I'm already at work. I'm not very happy, so I just want this part of the day just to go smooth. I get my bagels. I can go on my break. End of story.
You still like your job?
Yeah. It's pretty good. Very good benefits.
Yeah.
Lots of time off, paid time off.
Union, yeah.
Union gig. It's fine.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Great. What were you doing Christmas 2010?
Christmas 2010. I was freshly graduated from high school. Looking forward to being in university, transitioning into adulthood. That's what I was doing.
Watching any movies?
I'm sure I was.
Okay. Well, then I have a treat for you. It's the box office game. The Return. Just we'll get this out of the way, and then we'll go to bed. How about that?
I love that.
Okay. So the first one being the fifth one. So Warner Brothers film, Warner Brothers film. Second week, $35 million, starring Dan Aykroyd. 2010. Dan Aykroyd. It is an animated film.
Did they come out with like an animated Ghostbusters movie in 2010?
That's what I was thinking too. But Justin Timberlake is the second actor. An animated Justin Timberlake Dan Aykroyd film.
What's the tagline? That's always the most helpful with animated films.
Great things come in bears. So it's a bear movie. Is it Brother Bear? Is Timberlake in that?
Great things come in. No, is it like Open Season or something? I don't think it's Brother Bear. Didn't that shit come out like in 2000 or like 1999 or something?
It's not Open Season. I'm gonna try Brother Bear.
Okay. I might be wrong. I don't. What do I know?
And then we'll see. It's not Brother Bear. So
Good things come in bears.
Do you want the plot?
Okay.
Not a good start. Oh, okay. This gives you the movie. A documentary filmmaker travels to Jellystone Park to shoot a project and soon crosses paths with the name of the bear, his sidekick Boo Boo, and Ranger Smith.
It's like Yogi Bear. They made a Yogi Bear movie.
In 2010, they made a Yogi Bear movie starring Dan Aykroyd. Boo Boo, played by Justin Timberlake.
So what? Okay, what was the final gross on this film?
It made over 200 million worldwide.
What? It's called. What's it called? Yogi Bear.
Yeah, Yogi Bear.
I have Anna no Faris, memory of this. What?
It's an animated film.
That's what they thought people wanted in 2010 was a Yogi Bear movie?
They made over $200 million worldwide. Big in Europe, turns out, because it only made $100,000 here. $100 million here. Sorry.
Okay. Yogi Bear, great. What's next?
20th Century Fox film, $62 million in its third week, starring Georgie Henley. It's an adventure family fantasy. Georgie Henley. Skander Keynes, the second actor. Skander Keynes. Tagline. We love taglines. Return to magic. Return to hope. Return to Narnia.
Okay. Well, that gives it away.
Well, you don't know what this.
Well, they only made 2 Narnia movies.
Did they?
Yeah.
Is it Prince Caspian?
Yeah.
It's not Prince Caspian.
Okay, they must have made 3 then.
The Voyage of the Dawn Treader? Yeah, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. Skander Keynes.
They didn't make The Silver Chair into a movie. You read those books?
No.
Cool.
Third one, a Walt Disney film, 87 million in its second week, or it's 2010. Jeff Bridges in a Disney movie.
Tron. They remade Tron.
In 2010?
Yes. Tron Legacy, maybe?
Tron Legacy. I feel it is Tron Legacy, but I thought, okay. Good.
Nailed it.
We're back. The second to last one, also the second one, Paramount Pictures, 36 million in its first week.
Mhm.
It is a drama adventure western film starring Jeff Bridges. Jeff Bridges
Oh,
had a great weekend.
that's True Grit.
Yeah, True Grit. That one a little bit better than Tron.
He's a busy guy.
True Grit made 252 million worldwide. Tron made 400 million. So
how did he film
Tron the better movie?
How did he film True Grit and Tron in movies that came out at the same time?
Well, sometimes, like for Tron, I bet Tron was filmed much before, but they had probably a lot of like special effects to do. True Grit, just a cowboy movie. You know, not a whole lot of special effects there.
I guess that makes sense.
And then the number one film, December 24th, 2010, Universal, 45 million in its first week. It's a comedy romance film starring Robert De Niro.
It's one of the Fockers movies, isn't it?
That's the first thing I thought of, but romance? The second actor is Ben Stiller. So
okay. I'm not really familiar with the Focker movies. I'm like, which one's the first one? Meet the Parents?
Meet the Parents, yeah.
And then Meet the Fockers? And then Little Fockers, as soon as the trio?
I don't know, but it wasn't Meet the Fockers. It was Little Fockers.
Little Fockers.
So it's the third one.
Okay.
I didn't know that was a thing. I only thought they did two. Did not know they made Little Fockers.
Little Fockers. All right, well, we got all the movies.
Yeah.
If I were to guess, we were in like the 40th percentile or something.
The 38th. So pretty close.
Yeah, not great. Bunch of Gen Zers playing this game, so they all grew up with fucking Yogi Bear.
This is the 20th game we played. Our score was 515, which puts us in the 400 to 599 category, which is where we've been 9 out of 20 times. So,
how many times have we been like in like the better ones?
Our highest score is 915. So we've been in the 800 to 999 3 times. 600 to 4 times. At being good, then we haven't being bad because we've only been between 0 and 400 4 times. So,
okay,
really good. Unlike Ghost Ship,
not good.
4 and 3.5 are scores. Episode 107. Can you believe it? 107. Next week, 108. Next weekend, our Halloween episode on Halloween-ish. Halloween Eve. Hallows Eve. Nice.
Not Eve. Just the.
Well, Hallows Eve. That's Halloween. So Hallows Eve.
Okay. Well, the episode will probably come out on Halloween.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Happy Halloween. Not this one.
Next one. Maybe I'll show my Halloweeny.
Don't say that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, feel free to dress up. If you're listening to this episode or next episode, feel free to dress up while you're listening. That'd be cool.
Yeah, pop into the live stream. We live stream these now. Okay, 8:45 every Wednesday night. Sometimes the day changes, but usually it's a Wednesday night. Just pop in the chat. Say what your costume is. Maybe it'll be from a movie that we watched from this year. You could dress up.
Last year.
What could you dress up for, Josh, if you were doing a podcast themed costume?
You can shave your head and go as Hitman.
You could. I can't think of any other movies we watched.
That's the only movie I think we've seen. Let me get the list up.
That's a good
But
idea.
you guys should know. You guys should know what you've been doing because you live it. You wish.
Yeah, get bent.
We have lives. You could be Wendy Wu, the homecoming warrior.
That'd be a good one. Careful
We
for
watched
cultural appropriation, though.
we watched Eagle versus Shark this year.
That
You
was
guys
this
know
year.
Be an eagle? That was this year, yeah. It's been a
Okay.
long year. It's
Apparently.
almost November. That was episode 80. We're on pace for a pretty good year.
Time isn't real.
You can dress up as I do every day as a postman.
Right. You could be the postman.
The last time I dressed up for Halloween was 2022. 2 months into becoming a postman, I dressed up as a postman. So I just got a bunch of new stuff.
That's an easy
It was
costume.
new. It was new. The rest of Earth girls are easy, dressed up as an alien.
Oh, good. Could be a hairy little alien.
Okay. For each movie. Idiocracy, dress up as a big idiot.
Easy.
Saltburn, dress up as a bathtub.
Yeah.
Do you remember Saltburn?
I remember Saltburn. Barry Keoghan, see his wiener. His Franken weenie. No, his Halloween.
That's true, yeah. There you go. Much Ado About Nothing, little Shakespeare.
That was this year we watched that.
That was earlier, or I guess quicker, sooner.
That's a good movie.
Sure.
That's an 8 out of 10 movie right there.
Tough Guys Don't Dance.
Oh.
I don't remember anything about that movie. It was like a cowboy related.
Who's
in Tough Guys Don't Dance?
The guy from Reservoir Dogs, and also Ryan O'Neal and Isabella Rossellini.
Okay. The Prestige, Magician. Dress up as a magician.
That's a good one. Classic.
Ghost Dog, The Way of the Samurai. Dress up as the samurai.
Or a dog.
Right, or a dog. Tootsie. I'm not going to touch that one.
Yeah.
Tetsuo the Iron Man.
You can make a cool costume out of that movie. No one's going to know what it is, but you could do it.
We would know. Lots of metal.
Yeah. And a metal penis. Staying on the penis theme.
Mystery Men. Dressed up as a superhero.
That's good. Have a bowling ball with a skull in it.
Top Secret. Dress up as Val Kilmer and Batman. Carnival of Souls. You can dress up as somebody crashing their car.
Yes.
I remember from that one.
Or a drowning victim.
Yeah. Blazing Saddles. Remember ourselves here. Blazing Saddles, a cowboy again.
Mm-hmm.
Wind River. Put a parka on.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Wind River recently because I couldn't think of the movie where the dude from Walking Dead gets beaten to death. I'm like, what movie was that? Oh yeah, Wind River.
Right.
Warriors of Virtue.
Kangaroo. You know, I play this game every day. It's called Movie Grid. Basically, it's like this little 3x3 grid. And anyway, I use Wind River a lot when Jeremy Renner comes up, or Elizabeth Olsen, because I feel like it's one of the lesser known movies, and everyone always picks Marvel movies. So I always put one of those in there. I got top 5% a couple days ago. I was pretty proud of that one.
Wow. The last one I will do is Gummo.
Hey, there you go.
Up as
a dead cat.
Bunny ears.
Oh, I was going to say dead cat. That's fine.
Yeah, or dead cat. On that note, that is it for us. We have 9 seconds to end it. Thank you so much for listening.
Thanks, everyone.
Ghost Ship. Ichi the Killer.
Tune in
Subtitles
for that
on.
one. Spooky episode next week. Don't miss it.
Okay,
Okay.
we won't. Don't miss it. Oh, I didn't record.